I need to get this weight off my shoulders, figuratively and literally. What's up, everybody? My name is Tyler Adolfo. I am 26 years old and I am morbidly obese. Specifically, I weigh 330 pounds, which is disproportionately higher than most of the general population. I know that struggles with weight is not an issue that is unique to me. But I'm making this video because I want some accountability in my life. I am not happy with the weight that I am at, contrary to popular belief. And believe it or not, the weight that I'm at is not solely attributed to lifestyle choices that are actually within my control, although that's part of it. I'm going to tell you in this video about how I've had major weight fluctuations in my life and how I've actually been in shape in my life at various times as well. But being this big is on an entire new level. I've never reached a weight that's been this high. There's no way to sugarcoat this. I am massive and something needs to change. I know some people can probably relate. I know that some people probably can't relate. But regardless, I hope you'll take the time to just hear my story and maybe somebody will derive a lesson from what I have to say and share today. So I'm going to start off with talking about some of the major weight fluctuations I've experienced in my life, because there's been many, but I'll only talk about a few. One of them happened my sophomore year of high school. I entered the school year at roughly 284 pounds. And thanks to doing track and field halfway through the school year, or no, it was in the second half of the school year that I did track, but in just half of the school year, I was able to lose about 60 pounds. So I went from 284 to 220. And I remember getting lots of compliments at the time. I was very ecstatic. I was very jubilant about the progress I had made, and I looked good. I was still considered technically overweight if you look at a BMI scale, but I looked good for where I was at compared to where I was. So that's one major weight loss experience that I had. And the next one that I had actually occurred in college. After COVID hit, I put on a ton of weight. And actually during my senior year of high school, I also put on a lot of weight. Those two things combined contributed to me once again rising to a weight around 280 something pounds. And this is in 2021. I entered 2021 weighing about 280 pounds. And then I actually pledged a frat on campus. And as you know, or may not know, college fraternities have a tendency to require you to engage in a wide variety of physical activities as a condition for joining. Some would call it hazing. I would not. And as a result of these intense physical activities, I lost a ton of weight. By the end of pledging, which was only like a month and a half experience, I had lost probably 40 or so pounds. But then during the summer, I continued being highly active. And, pledging really motivated me to try to be more active because, I wanted to be able to pick up the ladies. That's the real reason why we all join frats, right? That's why we get involved in Greek life. That's the main reason. Any guy who tells you different is probably lying. He's probably trying to sell you a bridge. So during the summer, I continued my intense physical activity, and I actually ended up getting as low as 180 pounds. And for a long duration of time, I would remain at that 180 pound figure. And that was by far the healthiest that I'd ever been at any point in my life. But things would change after I suffered from a major manic episode as a result of my bipolar disorder. In bipolar disorder, there are two stages. There are mania and there are depressive stages. And bipolar disorder was new to me. It was a completely surreal experience. And mania can affect your ability to make rational decisions. It can impair your ability to make rational decisions. It can hamper your intuition. And that's exactly what happened with me. I was in denial about the fact that I was in a manic state. And I covered in many other videos the status of my mania, what the experience was like, how I've recovered from that specifically. But I'll just briefly say that some of the major themes of my mania were that I was experiencing delusions, mainly of grandiosity, but also paranoid delusions that people were after me and out to get me, that I was at the same time part of some clandestine government operation. There was just a wide proliferation of delusions that occupied the space in my mind. And the recovery process was incredibly difficult. I'm in a much better position today than I was then. But during mania, my weight stayed the same. During my 6-month-long manic episode, I stayed at about 180 pounds. Some minor fluctuations here and there, maybe give or take 5 pounds, but I stayed in that range. And then in February of 2022, I started treatment for my mania. It was a condition for my release from jail, from a court, because during my manic episode, I got into a fight. And as a condition of my release, I had to seek treatment. So I began treatment in February of 2022. And very quickly and speedily, I began accumulating a significant number of pounds onto my body. The medications were paramount in pulling me out of mania and restoring my sanity, and without question, I am grateful for that. But there's no denying that these medications contributed to my weight gain. Every medication that I got put on, for the most part, had either light or moderate weight gain listed as one of the primary side effects. And let me tell you, I was put on a plethora of different medications. I had success with some, more success with some than I did others. But the ultimate bottom line is that they all had weight gain as a significant listed side effect. So in March of 2022, I weighed 180 pounds. It is now March of 2024, and I weigh 330 pounds. I've actually made some progress. In the last 3 months, I've been losing about 8 pounds a month. So I've gone down from 354. That was my highest peak ever. On December 17th of 2023, I weighed 354, and I've plummeted down to 330. I'm not losing weight as quick as I like, and part of the reason for that is that I have not been consistent in the activities that I need to undertake in order to see the type of results I would like to see. In order to expedite my weight loss, I need to be doing a better job in the kitchen, eating less, and I also need to be moving more, because for the most part, my movement has been about less than an hour per day. And let me tell you, I am no neophyte to physical activity. When I was in college, particularly while I was manic, I was moving all the time. I was also drinking all the time, so that's probably why I didn't lose weight from 180 and why I stabilized at 180. But I have been physically fit in my life. I did track in high school. I would run all the time in college, both when I was and was not manic. And I am in no condition to run right now. I can't run very far. I certainly can run, just not as much as I was previously able to do. So I hope that I provided as much specificity as possible here. As you can tell, I've had some major weight fluctuations. I'm not happy about the way that I look. I've had people tell me that I look like Jack Harlow's fat cousin, that I look like Mick Harlow, that I look like Jack Harlow if he was massive. These aren't the type of compliments that I want to be receiving. And there's actually a pretty funny story. One day when I was coming back from the gym, a little kid, very young, was walking with his mother, and the kid says, wow, mommy, look, it's a fat man. And she interrupts him and says, that's so rude. Don't say that. Don't say that. And he goes on and he says, but mom, I've never seen one so big. At that moment, so badly, I just wanted to turn around and go right back to the gym and continue working out because, wow, that struck a chord with me. And the next few days, I did some of the most intense physical activity that I had done in years as a result of that comment. Because kids tell it like it is, right? And that's exactly what happened. My life has been in pandemonium these past few years, so I can't be too hard on myself. Mania and the depressive episode that followed opened up a Pandora's box of problems of a whole different pedigree than I was accustomed to dealing with. In order to climb out of the rut that I'm in, I feel like losing weight is going to play a crucial part in that, because when you're of healthy body, you're of healthy mind, these things are intertwined. And without question, getting this weight off is going to be a daunting task. I don't expect it to happen quickly. Although it did truly happen overnight. I know there's a saying that you didn't gain weight overnight, but, so you can't lose it overnight. In my case, because of these bipolar medications I was put on, I kind of did gain it overnight. If you consider a year to 2 years overnight. So, going forward, I'm doing my best to try and get the weight off. This video is about accountability. That is my ultimate purpose in making this video. I want to get the weight off, and I am here to tell you that I am going to get the weight off. So if you are new here and want to see my weight loss journey and the progress that I make, which I promise is going to be picking up rapidly, then please hit that subscribe button so you can see my future videos. Check out some of my other content as well. I make videos on mental health. I have reaction videos. I have videos I've done of speech competitions and at talent shows. Lots of interesting stuff. I have an eclectic range of content for the interest of all kinds of viewers. So thank you all so much for watching. My name is Tyler Adolfo. It's time to get this weight off my shoulders. Thank you all and have a wonderful day.